Well, I guess how about this for first? Do you pronounce your name Duran or Duran?
I don't know, man. It's unknown.
Good.
It's it's Duran, Duran.
Okay. Okay.
But like
You can say it
when
three
I grew
times.
up in when I yeah yeah when I grew up in Thailand, they have this stinky fruit there called durian.
Yes, I was
So
gonna.
like
Yep.
it's just with the little addition of an I in there, and then it's durian.
And
So
you become a stinky fruit.
that
And
was my nickname and during my childhood.
oh my God.
But but yeah, Duran doesn't really matter,
Okay.
man. Yeah, yeah.
So, and even I know we're just kind of talking about this, how a lot of the external martial arts, especially, are competitive and not really in a healthy way. I've I've had people break contact with me over that. I think it was the first video I posted on this, the one that Sifu Adam posted up on his Facebook page.
Right. Yeah.
Um, People didn't really like that kind of a take, and they had all sorts
Hmm.
of opinions on it and stuff like that. And
They didn't like your opinion.
right, yeah, I mean, yeah, they think I'm in a cult, and
Censor him. Censor him.
right, somebody's got to stop this hippie guy.
Totally. Yeah.
So, had you've obviously started this out at a pretty young age. Did you do any other martial arts before this?
Um, my dad enrolled me into like a Wing Chun school for like I
Okay,
think maybe barely a year.
okay,
Um, but not really, man. I did done a bit of boxing in like my later stages, like
hmm,
quite recently. But yeah, like the Tai Chi, I didn't start training until I was like properly until I was about 20.
okay.
So
You say until I
I'm
was about 20. That's still people call me the young guy, and you start when you're 20. That's wow. I
so
was
yeah,
pretty
20,
hurt.
yeah. So that was what am I now? 27 in about a week's time. So yeah, seven
Yeah.
years coming up. Um, but yeah, but I was thrown around heaps as a kid and indoctrinated into this cult that I'm a part of. Um, getting brainwashed daily.
Of course, of course. Got to read the sacred texts and
Lord Sifu, Lord Sifu, please.
so
So but yeah, I got thrown around heaps as a kid. I was just around everything from from 8 to now basically. So yeah, I didn't start
yeah.
training until I was 20, but I was around it for a long time. Yeah.
Jeez. So
Yeah.
how did you get started? Like what did like your dad or like family member just say, "Hey, you're doing this now," or did you see what
Well, Andy's got the full story. It's along the lines. Maybe you should interview him as well. It's along the lines of
plan on it,
finding
honestly?
Sifu's number on a, I think it was a Korean restaurant or something, like a little number paper tab, and I think it was something along the lines of, "Do you want power? Do you want health? Wellness? Blah blah blah." And I said, "Yes, I want that." And he took the little leaflet home
Yeah.
and put it on his bedside table for like ages, I think. And I think he was there for months, and then I think his girlfriend at the time, I think Steve was in Thailand. So if he had, if she had have called at any time during that 2 month period, she would have missed him. And I think the day she called, he just arrived into back into Australia, and
Holy.
then I think 2 days after that phone call, he was back out of the country, something crazy like that. So it was just
Wow.
perfect timing.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, yeah, my dad, he went down there and met him, and he got thrown into his head and and kind of humiliated, and from that day on, he became a devoted student. Um,
Nice.
and at the time, I don't think he had anywhere to live. I don't know. It was just kind of like bouncing around from Thailand and just staying
Okay.
in monasteries and just meditating and training like a madman.
That's yeah.
Um,
Yep.
you got lots of parks in Australia, so you can just kind of disappear, I guess. I don't really know what he was doing, but he moved in with us. My dad invited him
Oh wow.
into our house, and he lived with us in this bedroom there for, I don't know. You know what it's like as a kid. It just seems like forever. I
Yeah.
think it was a couple of years, maybe a few years, couple of years. It was a while. Yeah, it was a while. Um, but yeah, and then it was
Man.
there all the time. Um, and then see my dad strapped to like a table, like meditating, like seated, with a little plate on top of his head, legs straight, sitting there for like 5 hours, doing crazy like samadhi for 5, 6 hours. I think it was 6, 7 hours, maybe. It was a long time, but yeah, going to school, seeing that, coming home, seeing that.
Holy
Um,
shit.
so yeah, that was the first chunk of that experience. And then later on, I kind of moved on to other stuff.
Just
So,
kind of popped right in. Wow.
yeah, and then at the like a few years later, I moved to my mum's, and then I lived in the Melbourne HME school,
Hmm.
with a bunch of HME HME um, students. I think there were about six in there, and there's a big warehouse, so there's a big school, big training area, and then there were rooms on the edges of the training area with like nice big curtain, massive ceiling. So it's a really
Sounds like a
awesome space.
cult. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I mean, yeah, like it was.
The compound.
Well,
That,
yeah, I mean, it was just you just wake up, train,
that
go to
sounds awesome.
work, come back, eat, hang out, train, sleep. It's just,
Man.
I mean, yeah, cult, right? Whatever that means. Um, you mean like hanging out with buddies and like training
Sounds
and
so
like
cool.
cooking feasts and like having a great time watching movies in the projector and
Yeah.
yeah, cult, right? Thief wasn't there at the time, so I guess my father was the cult leader.
Oh,
Um,
rad. Nice. You get the sweet in there.
um, but no, man, it was cool. Like, yeah, wrestling with like Stephen Curtis
Oh
Bro,
man.
um, and Paul McIntyre
Yeah.
was there as well, and so yeah, they were my roommates and would wrestle every day, and that kind of put me into my place when I was being a little bit naughty. Um, Wrestling every day, like yeah, it's going pretty
Curtis is
hard
a
with them.
big dude too.
Oh,
He just did that camp, and the thought of him boxing terrifies me.
yeah,
Just
he's pretty scary. We call him the bear.
I could see that. It's the ears.
One, because like they look like cute and stuff, but like he's cute, like he's lovely,
Yeah.
but like he can kill you.
Yeah, like any second. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
He essentially tickled me in front of the entire class.
That's the bear quality coming out, right? Multifaceted, like cuddles and death.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the paradox of
um,
Tai Chi, cuddles and death, right there.
yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, Curtis is awesome. He's never tapped out once, and I've had him in like the craziest headlocks. Like when I was a kid, obviously I was a pretty big kid, but I'd have him in like a headlock trying to get him to
Yeah.
tap out. Never tapped out. One day I'll get him. um,
Jeez,
but
Pete.
yeah,
So like
yeah,
growing up, growing up that young, you're just seeped into this world. And I mean, obviously, if you're living there, you go off to work, you come back, you probably don't have you probably didn't at that time have a ton of exposure to just general populace. I know it sounds really weird, but like when I went to high school and going to public school, yeah, if I told anyone that this was real, if I had known about it, they would have laughed me out of class or
right,
kicked my ass or any number of things. But when you were growing up, did you ever run into that interaction with somebody that just had
yeah.
no clue that this world existed? What's that like? You just at a party, just nobody
I
knows that
mean,
you Tai Chi and you're just hiding in the corner. Like what happens there?
I don't know if that hasn't ended. It's just a continuation, like of my day to day life. What do you do? Like kung fu stuff. Uh,
What
Tai Chi, oh, you mean like that thing that old ladies do in the park where it's really relaxing and like really nice and
right, it's gentle, yeah. It's
like
totally gentle.
yeah, like that, but not really. Uh, it's like it's real Tai Chi. It's just yeah. So you just go, I do like kung fu, Tai Chi and stuff.
Is it, do people like keep pressing? Do you ever just get that stick in the
Yeah, 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 yeah. Of
what do you
course.
do? Do you just like look around real quick and just like fudge them into the wall, or do you just kind of shake their hand and walk away?
What? Just someone who's asking like about this world, about this world, about
Yeah.
the Tai Chi world. I just try and explain it. in a very simple, easy way. Just finding harmony between mind, body, and between the fight flight response, just unifying yourself to release to the absolute to equilibrium.
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward explanation. It's just it's a little hard to get there. But
And
that's
that's the thing. I
another,
mean, yeah, yeah,
well, you see in these videos. So, and I'm also coming at this from the YouTube side of things because that's actually how I found out about HME is just some of these YouTube videos.
right.
And I mean, you see this guy sitting on a couch, and I'm pretty sure his hair is disheveled on purpose. I wouldn't doubt that he did that on
Yeah,
purpose. And he's just sitting on a couch and he's flinging this guy around like it's nothing. And you see a bunch of people sitting on the floor watching him. And the assumption is that, well, that's all he does is he just sits there and he's paid this guy enough money to make a fool of himself, and everybody just sits there and
God,
believes it. What they miss, obviously, is the hours before that and the hours after that of brutal training. And then that's not on top of what these instructors and what you do on top of all this is the outside of that to train. It's
it's funny
intense.
that people think he pays everyone.
Right?
Like we actually sit around and we laugh at like everything we hear, like quite often. It's just like that's a lot of money, man.
You
Like, there's
compare
a lot of
paychecks.
there's a lot of people at those workshops, dude.
Yeah.
Far out, man. That's it's no, it doesn't work like that. Um it doesn't work like that at all. But, you can't blame people for thinking it looks totally fake. I mean, it does look totally fake.
It
Even
looks fake, yeah.
like it totally does.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no getting around the
It's
fact that it looks that way. And then if they saw the training, well, now you're giving away stuff, and now they're gonna think they understand how to do it, and they're gonna fabricate how to do it, and it's never gonna go well. And that's the
I've
problem.
stopped I've stopped trying to like convert people because
Hmm.
I just don't really care.
That's that's
I
probably a
mean,
great
like
attitude to have, yeah.
it's like, wow, I've converted a hater, and he's not even in London, so he can't even join my school. Yay! That is
Right.
like I just spent all this time trying to convert this one hater online or in person. Oh, I feel so much better about myself and about Taiji now
Put
because I
another
converted
gold
one
star on
guy
the
who hates me.
fridge.
Yeah, it's like I don't care. Like I used to. I mean, a few years ago, I was a bit. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. It's hard not to let it in though. Like even now, I
Hmm.
just because it's real. Like it's real. 100% real. And
Yeah.
but it's so ah, it's like a little flame you're trying to protect. Because it's so hard to keep that quality. And I find if I kind of delve into that online world a bit too much, it just kind of it's it's like kind of blowing blowing the flame out. I don't know if that's the right way to put it. It's kind of taking away from my faith. There we go. It's the
Ah, there we
faith.
go. Well,
So
because
yeah,
there's a big part of that in the system too. Of I the first camp I didn't get thrown around by many people. I guess I
right.
saw things happen, and but there was still that part in my mind that said, okay, I don't know about that thing, but
Yeah,
this thing, this is something definitely tangible, definitely real, and really worth pursuing. And then the more I put myself into it, then the more people showed me. And like this last camp, I had a good number of humbling experiences that were fantastic. And
cool.
but it's not necessarily that I'm going to train harder now because I saw those things. It's more of that's a neat thing that will happen along the way. And I just have faith in the system that if I keep doing basically what I'm told, if I just keep following the instructions as best I can, I'll
It's a
get there.
cult.
But
It's
that's
that's
just it.
that's a cult. You cultists. I'm one of
this
the cult
this
leaders.
cult has the best health plan I've ever come across. That and maybe Scientology. Tom Cruise looks great.
Yeah,
Holy
the
shit.
cult for only £50 a month, $50 a month, and you can get into the cult.
Right?
What is it? I
I've
think it's
never
$50
been
a month,
told
isn't
to
it? For the course.
avoid certain things or yeah, no,
It's
it,
like eat good, train good, be like cool.
Yeah.
Don't be a, a douche.
Yeah.
Just be like a normal person. Like eat fat, eat animal products.
hmm Oh no. Well, I
Just
mean, see, nowadays, yeah, you could call that cult mentality of oh, don't eat, don't eat
yeah.
meat.
I
That's a
mean,
deal.
like yeah, yeah. Stevie told you to do something. Okay, you do it. Like
hmm
he doesn't say, okay, sell your house and give me all your money. He's never said that to me my whole life.
Right.
He's never said that to anyone. And like I'm in the inner door circle, right? Like I'm no.
He lived in
I
your
mean,
house. Yeah, you'd think if he's going to take all your money, you'd probably have done it by now.
it's not really like that. Like yeah, you do work for the school, but like it's just it's you get you give. It's not
Mhm.
it's
Well,
it's
because also with teaching, I teach a lot of other martial arts, and it's only deepened my understanding of that art as I go to teach it,
right.
especially to somebody that's never done it before, trying to
Yeah,
explain it, try to figure out what you're doing to then put into words that will hopefully make enough sense to the person.
yeah,
And I imagine that's probably the same with this system as well, is the more you expose yourself to it and help that spread, you probably understand it on a deeper level then. So
that's right. Yeah, yeah. The
yeah,
more
it would just make sense to
you
want to teach.
the more you shut up,
Hmm.
the more you get. You just keep getting in the way. That's
hmm.
um like yeah, I've had a bit of a breakthrough in my training recently, just kind of doing more of that. Just
Yeah,
just stop trying.
that's. I'll hit that one day. The
Well, like
way.
you try in the song tongs, you try in the
Hmm.
and you train and then you don't try. Yeah. You just go. Like see, like Steve, how did you do that? I just moved my arm.
That's,
Uh but I guess you obviously need all the fundamental qualities and whatnot to kind of just do that. But
mhm.
um yeah, like yeah. So there's that and yeah, just emptying your cup. So a lot of students who come in, they've got years under their belt of training Tai Chi, 20 years experience or training this or training that. And they come in and they try and like do their old stuff with the new stuff they're learning. They just plateau. They don't increase in level at all.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit like that. But those who just like stop everything they're doing and
Mhm.
just do the instruction, they go like straight up. Uh,
Yeah.
pretty dramatically. It's seen from my school here in London, but also from being around since I was like 8 or 9 years old, seeing
That's fair.
people just kind of not really get anywhere because they just want more.
Yeah.
They want more. It's about
It's like they're
what
collecting
it's
information.
about. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about. I think I don't know if this is a secret quote. He did quote it though. What did he say? It's about subtraction, not addition. Yeah,
Hmm.
about subtracting, taking things
That's-
away, not adding things on, which
Yeah.
is what we do as humans. We like to add things on. We like to. I mean, especially in the Tai Chi world, it's internal. You can't see it. You just make
Hmm.
shit up. You just pull bits of, the Communist Party destroyed Tai Chi many years ago. And I think from there, it's been watered down to like nothing. So people have been trying to put it together for a long time. And that's why this world is very icky. And that's why
Yeah.
there's a lot of not good Tai Chi. And that's why there's a lot of ego and just um, a lot of baggage. But
It it at least
yeah,
seems like this. I mean, HME has grown. Shit, it seems like it's grown a lot even since I started training in the system. It like I just heard of that camp the first time in 2019. There's probably a couple before that, but also now there are camps popping up all over the place. The affiliate list has grown. The group just seems to be growing. Do you think this is kind of another resurgence of real martial arts, or is this kind of how it's always been and it's stayed somewhat underground? Has it grown?
it's definitely grown. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, yeah. I
It seems
mean,
like it's taken off. Yeah.
workshop. Oh, definitely. I mean, workshops were like 20 people.
Oh wow.
Well, like for my fathers anyway, like there were maybe 20 people a couple a few years ago. Now they're like 40 to 60.
Yeah,
Maybe like 2 years ago there were 20 people, something like that. And sleepers workshops are like, I don't know. I mean,
massive.
the last one we did was in Brussels. It was like 100 and
Whoa,
I don't know. It was a lot of people, 80, 120, something crazy.
gee.
Um, but yeah, it's definitely growing for sure.
Hmm.
Um,
So
yeah,
then,
I mean, everyone stays usually.
yeah, I mean, those
Yeah,
aren't afraid of work. As I could see,
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
I could see you getting spooked off by some of the, especially like the shoulder exercise. Maybe that was just terrifying for me, but holy crap! Like
Yeah.
the carrot at the end of the, yeah, it's man, oh man, he the instructions that you guys give are they're literal, and
Yeah, they're not.
that
Yeah,
can't be taken lightly because you'll say things like, "Oh, you're doing this to pull yourself apart." That's a literal thing you're doing.
totally. Yeah, not in the head. It's not.
Yeah,
There's no
you're not
unicorns floating around.
imagining this pulling from this or the separation between blah blah blah, or light moving through this. It's very grounded, real instruction, and then the results are real because of that. So,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's real. Um,
what is it that you? What's your kind of role in the organization? What do
to enforce Lord Sifu.
Perfect. There's right there. That's how we'll start this whole
Okay.
thing off. That'll be the in this interview is beautiful.
Um, my role is just being tough. Just tough. I just, I just, I just bat people. That's what I do.
It's just
And my role is I'm just, I don't know what I do. Sometimes I do video stuff. I mean, a lot of the
hmm,
YouTube clips you see, like I've done
yeah.
the editing for those, and then a lot of them I haven't. And then I don't know, social media posts for the Sifu or help organizing events. Just
But do you
admin
do
work really.
anything? Do you do like the bone setting or the dissolve therapy or
100%. Definitely do both. Yes.
okay. So
So bone setting, yes, and yeah, both.
bone setting is it's terrifying, by the way. It's fantastic.
What?
It's well, you watch it happen to other people, and it
Okay,
looks
you.
so crazy.
But have you had a treatment?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
you have. Okay,
I
okay.
would do it again in a heartbeat. I would
Yeah, yeah.
I brag about how good that was. In fact, I've been trying to get together a crew to go down to Jim Bayer because he's the closest one that does it,
Well,
and have him just tear a bunch of people apart. So
it's pretty life changing. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
it's creating space in joints and shifting things back into place. I think you guys realigned my shin bone. Like,
that's
wow.
it. It's just about space, about release, about
Hmm.
yeah, being comfortable. The joints aren't comfortable, the tissue isn't comfortable, you're not
Can't
comfortable.
release. Can't walk
The body, yeah. Like if anything's misaligned, like if let's say the neck's coming forward and you wonder why your neck is so stiff, it's because it's compensating for the lack of alignment in your neck, in the bones in your neck. So
right.
your neck is holding your head in the wrong position. That's the same with any part of the body. You know, your shoulders coming forward,
Yeah. Hmm.
right? Doing the standing practice, you try and relax the shoulders down the back. Why can't they go down the back? It's because they're not placed properly on the body.
Yeah.
Again, that's why all these crazy exercises we do help reorganize the body. But the
Hmm.
bone setting is like one session. I don't know, one session, and you, I'd say probably months of doing those crazy opening exercises.
I can agree with that. I
Yeah, it's
can.
like what
Yep.
the hell? 20 minutes of that, and it's like, and it's not even 20, it's like 10 minutes, and like that's months of body opening in one session. It's pretty awesome.
Completely worth
Yeah,
it. I spent
totally.
months doing in my training routine. I hit all the body opening exercises that I know of, but that includes all the ones that we did that last big camp I went to was shoulder camp, and that's what he called it. I knew I was in for a wild ride.
Uh,
Uh-huh. Yeah, yin yang palm and all that good stuff.
they're
Uh
all hideous. Shoulders, legs. I mean, like it's like, oh yeah, oh, like everyone's like, oh
it's just it's a traumatic experience every time.
yeah.
Yeah, the timer goes off and everybody kind of panics that little bit. Like, is he gonna say let your arms down? Is he gonna do it? Please?
Oh, dude, I've been. Oh man, last time I learned this new standing that we're doing in the man phase in the syllabus, and the standing is something like this: hands out to the side, elbows in, fingers out to the side. 5 minutes goes off, ding, and you know that feeling where you kind of feel stuck and you can't move because everything is so kind of trained, or like it's like the tissue is just so exhausted.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm stuck. See through, like I can't move. And like he under his breath, he's like, "Oh, we'll just stay there then." And it like, and I was like, "Oh shit, did he just say that?"
Oh,
Anyway, I ended up standing there for like ages, man,
oh man.
ages, like 35 minutes or something, in that with one posture.
Oh,
And the bell was going off every 5 minutes. I'm just standing there, and he's just like doing form over there with my dad. And oh, dude, that sucked. Like
oh.
my hands are going numb, and then they were getting pins and needles, and then going numb, and then pins and needles. That sucked.
Like it goes on a cycle. Mm.
Oh, but yeah. And then he finally was like, "Okay, come on." My fault. I shouldn't have said anything. Keep your mouth closed.
That's right. That's oh, it, anytime I'm going off on one of these videos, especially like I do like these training journal ones, and I just
Right.
turn on the mic and I just start blabbing, and I just have in mind like don't divulge any details that they gave you, kind of deal. And other than that, just blah, whatever. And I'm always kind of worried that I'm gonna just really put my foot in my mouth because every single video there's some there are a lot of big name instructors that watch those, and I didn't realize that
Right.
was going to be the case. I thought three people are going to watch it, call me a dumbass, and move on with their day, and this would be a way for me to help marker these things. Now there's people pestering me for these things now, and so I'm worried that I'm going to say like, oh yeah, 5 minutes ain't shit, and the next camp, I'm going to call up to the front, and he's like, okay, you stand over in the corner, you have a different timer, and he's just going to leave me there like all day or something. That's that's a distinct possibility, I feel, but
Maybe.
yeah,
Just smile and you'll be okay.
yeah. Uh, my arms got stuck in do you know the one Greek god? I know you've done the exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um I man, it hit right that day. Things just sank the right way. I was really feeling it. I was in that mode. The timer went off and I thought, okay, we're good. And I tried to release my shoulder blades, just start the downward process, and they wouldn't go. And it hurt to let my arms down. So when you say, yeah, your arms get
Yeah.
stuck, I've at least felt that for a little bit. I had to like force them.
Yeah. It's like the tissue, it burns, like it burns the tissue.
Yeah,
It's like it rearranges the tissue in the body. And
yeah.
yeah, that's what it feels like. It burns the sinews and the fascial sheet in the body, and you just can't let go. It's stuck out there. That's what it kind of feels like, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
We just got into all the fascial stuff on that last one, and
right.
wow, that's a new level of shit. That hurts. That's
What were you doing?
just a lot of the connecting up the fascial tissue and the
Right,
stretch and connecting it up through the body. Uh, Honestly, up to that point, things had started to feel disjointed because I would release things, but nothing felt connected. And so I've been fixing my feet and then trying to figure out when that part is going to come in. And this camp addressed specifically both of those things like the first day. And we just kept focusing on those fundamental things the
right.
entire thing. And it was beautiful. Uh,
It definitely changes it if just a simple thing, head, right?
yeah.
I'm doing Taiji or head up. It just totally changes the whole experience.
Yeah, and sinking the back and
Fingers like limp, fingers open, not stiff, not hard, just awake.
awake. That's a good way to put it. Yep.
Yeah, alive, awake. Yeah,
Cheers. I don't. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking whiskey.
Hell yes. Anything good, or is this like
A student gave it to my father, and my father's not here. So
probably good then?
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Nice. I
I
get
don't know what it is though.
some pretty nice old sake that was in like a clay. Yeah, that's fancy stuff.
Nice.
A lot of people get into this and they want the skill. They want the martial aspect because of course that's also what you see, at least what's forward facing and say like the YouTube channels is the martial part of it because that's interesting to watch. It's attention grabbing and it's really cool to see. But there's so many deeper levels to this than even one I ever expected. The health behind it, the things it does for you developmentally. Just what's what's your main pull towards doing this? What's your not necessarily a goal, but when you're training and you're doing all these really difficult things, do you have that thought of, yeah, I want to be able to choke out Curtis one day, or is
No,
there a deeper drive of this is just good? What's your drive there?
that's it. That's I mean, it's just to feel good.
Fair.
That's basically it. Not to choke Curtis out. uh, um, it's just to feel good. You want to feel good. I mean, you don't train, you feel like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like so, like you train other stuff, you feel good as well, like gym or swimming. But it's not it's not skillful. Like it's not. This carries over into other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Like you can't be in the pool swimming when you're like pissed off, right? Or like when you're feeling, you can't. It's just about finding space in your body, in your head, right? Emotions, just being calm, stable, in control. Um, but that's the goal. The goal is to just be pleasant and just be cool. Um, and then, of course, you can kind of go off on different paths of the martial path, but I mean, without the cool, you can't do martial.
That's fair. And without the health, you can't do it for very long. So
Yeah, and then yeah, the health comes from the hard training, like the hard kung fu, the hard Taiji, the hard work. Um, but then you need the car, you need the. It's all release driven. You need release. The release is the engine,
hmm,
but because you're releasing that chain, that creates you. That reshapes you into a releasing creature.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it. And then through that, you can extrapolate onto you can focus on other facets, I guess,
hmm,
like more martial or more spiritual or more. I
yeah,
mean, I think they all go together, but you definitely can't just like jump into a ring and fight someone because it doesn't work like that.
yeah.
You die.
Such an
You don't
odd,
train.
yeah. It's such an odd misconception of that. I get messages like this probably on a weekly basis of, oh, if this works, then why won't he prove it with me personally in the octagon? Crap like that.
So so I think okay. So in order to do it to such a high degree, I mean, okay, think of an octagon, intense as fuck,
Hmm.
lights, cameras, people. It's intense.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
you walk. It's so intense. It's like the opposite of what you're trying to do.
yeah. It's
Like it's
it's
the
not exactly
opposite.
a serene environment.
No, it's the polar opposite. And you and to top it off, you're trying to cave this guy's head in.
Yeah,
You're trying to cave this guy's head in. like but you've been releasing, like your training is devoted to release, but you have to try and somehow release into his skull. So I guess that to the point where you're able to kind of do that, you're a grandmaster, like 60-year-old dude. But by the time that comes
Hmm.
around, you don't want to fight,
Yeah.
like, and then yeah,
Well,
yeah, it's one of those things. It's just the opposite of what we've what we've built. It's really yeah, the tricky one because like you want to get more students in. Like it'd be awesome for the business if we could go into a ring and fight and this and that. But it's not easy.
and not only that,
Like it's
I
like
feel
I'm
like it
not saying
would
I could.
change
Yeah,
things. It would give the wrong message because then you'd get a bunch of people that. So let's say somebody did do that. They trained specifically for that. They went on, Joe Rogan's on the side commentating, and
yeah.
uh, they go in and
That'd
it's
be
like
awesome.
massively successful, and that whole thing. Well, now you're going to have a huge crowd of people that's why they want to go train. That's what they're getting into, and they're going to be sorely mistaken when they find out that. I mean, I don't think I would describe it as a gentle art because you're not gentle on yourself while you're doing it, but it's the goal
So
isn't
yeah,
violence. The goal is the opposite. The goal is release.
and yeah. So you've got then the normal person who wants that skill.
Hmm.
So what they like their whole life has been surrounded by contraction and balls and lever mechanics and then they're gonna use a bit of Tai Chi in their game.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. You have
Yeah.
to be 100% devoted, and then when you're 100% devoted, you have no desire to cake someone's head in.
Yep.
It's it's a battle, huh? It's like I guess the crossover point where you're like kind of yeah, I don't know, maybe 80 Tai Chi, 20 MMA. I don't know. But yeah, like yeah, that's because your song, song is how you move. And song is just it's all about release, and it's it's just the last thing you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, wrestling and stuff, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, Sifu always pushes us to do competition all the time.
Do what?
Um, Competitions, push
Oh,
hand
competitions. Okay.
competitions, just any competition. Like yeah, it's funny because he everyone thinks that he tells everyone not to, I guess, but he always tries to get us doing them.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah, like it's okay if we lose, just train harder, win.
Yeah.
But like just yeah, he's always kind of
Interesting.
pushing it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
I haven't done any. Reason being, I don't know why.
you should. Like
Yeah, maybe I should.
just a hell before the 2019 camp, I thought about popping into one. I didn't know jack shit about any of this stuff. I don't know. I'm a halfway decent grappler. I thought maybe I
Yeah,
could do something. I probably could have gone somewhere even then, but I don't know.
it's so funny because like the longer you're in the game, right? Like, so I'm pretty young. Like I'm young, so it wouldn't matter for me. But
Yeah.
it's like the longer you're in the game, and I guess the closer you are to the school, I guess that you can kind of feel this thing here. It's kind of like shit, but like what if I lose? Like oh God, what if I lose? And like
Yep.
I bring the whole school down with me. So like that, like there's that, and it's like then the longer you train, the better you get. But like that's
It just gets
growing
worse.
because you've been in the school for longer, so you should be
Yeah.
better. Like it's a battle, man.
Yep.
Definitely noticed that like over the past couple of years, you can just kind of see it there. It's like, oh, people kind of know my name a little bit in the space. Like, it's I guess it's just the ego, that that the community has created.
Yeah.
That the toxic kind of internal martial arts community and I guess the MMA community, they've all kind of whatever. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah. The general martial arts community is hostile towards things like this.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
it's yeah. but I'm always open for people. Like I get people challenging me and stuff all the time, and I
Really?
always yeah. This is one guy, some guy in the UK. Is just like, these people are nuts, man. They're nuts. Like I used to watch them like growing up as a kid. Just like oh, they dedicate their lives to trying to collapse the school, to break it down. Like people have been fired from their jobs because of the atrocities they've done towards the school. Like that, I don't like it's weird, man. People are weird, huh? And then like you accept the challenge, right? And they just
Yeah.
don't try. They don't turn up. That's been one case, two cases. They
Holy
just
cow.
don't show up. Um, they create groups. Like there's groups. I'm sure you know the groups. I don't want to name drop any groups because I don't want them to have any more members. But there's a group on Facebook, and it's like anti-Adam group,
Oh
and
man.
they just talk smack. They just talk so much smack about him. They're all just like it's all mental masturbation. It's kind of nuts. But
That's a
but
good way
people
to put
create
it.
like dozens and dozens of accounts and spam the like everything. It's crazy. It's like how do you have time for this? Um, but yeah,
They
that
have time
people
and
are
energy
funny.
to put towards that, but not time and energy to even just try it out or
I don't. Yeah,
to meet
yeah.
on any kind of like sincere terms. That's
Like
I mean, that's
I've
how
got
I
this.
got in. I thought it was
Yeah,
bullshit. I did.
and,
And so I put
and
my money where my mouth was, and it's not.
and then people come and then they go back to these groups. There's one group in particular, and they get booted because
Huh. They drank the Kool-Aid.
yeah, they've been accused of being a plant. We planted him, and he's been on the group for years, like 5 years or something. We planted him 5 years ago. There's this guy called uh, HME Taiji One Student's Experience.
I don't,
It's a Facebook page.
not for I'm only on Facebook for HME at this point.
Okay. Um, there's a guy on there, Ryan, I think. Ryan, could be wrong. Anyway, but
You planted them. I mean, come on.
yeah, he he's a is it? Could be totally wrong. It's a Chinese wrestling.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, he came and like everyone just like crushed him, and like he's just been a devoted student ever since. Then he went back to this Facebook community, the anti-Adam one, and
Good for him.
like guys, I went to the workshop. It was
Yeah.
great. Like we were wrong. Deleted off the page, kicked out of the page, kicked out, banned from the page.
Oh, God.
It's awesome. It's
I,
yeah,
I've had people
yeah,
I've known for 20 something years, and we would compete together. Like we grew up competing together kind of thing. A bunch of these people going in the same circuits, weapons and kumite and all this stuff. And it all of a sudden when I came out and I said, "Hey guys, flash news alert, this shit's real." Suddenly they're like, "Well, he wasn't that good, or what's his black belt
yeah.
really like?" Cool, that's nice. I've just
That's
been the center of this style in the UP for how many years, and now you're calling it the question? Cool. Yeah,
that's the
it's
thing, man. Like you can't. I guess everything we're doing, right?
hmm.
It's just not that time. Like in a spiritual kind of sense, because
Yeah,
what we're doing is releasing. It's Taoism, it's Buddhism, it's
hmm. But
subtraction,
in
not
practice,
addition.
though, it's not just reading a book about it. It's not just reading the Tao Te Ching over a weekend and going, "Oh yes, I'm enlightened."
Yeah.
It's
But that being said, e- everyone that we that is doing this is has obviously done something good,
Mhm.
right? Whether in their past life or whatever it is, whatever you believe in. I mean, because you're changing the reason why everyone has ever been upset in this world, right? Or has ever killed someone or has ever stolen or has ever done anything bad, right? Is because of contraction, right? Not being able to find space mentally, physically, emotionally, right? So if you're changing the way you perceive and react to this in your body, right? In your mind, in your emotion, you're you're becoming closer to the Tao, to God, to whatever your belief is. You're releasing, you are unifying yourself with the absolute. And for those who don't, don't even don't join this journey, it's like, that's it's just the way it is. It's just, I guess, not that time to
Yeah.
to be
I
happy.
well, in having that, I've had that thought and that feeling because they're like good example. I'm not calling anybody out here, but I have some karate students that that's kind of why I started doing the videos is to give myself somewhere else to talk about this because I wouldn't shut
Right.
the fuck up about it to these students and they get maybe alone. No, I mean, it's like seeing a UFO in your backyard. No one believes you, right? So, but I just had to resolve. Oh my god, I should probably dial that back a little bit because that's just gonna. They don't want to. They don't have the interest. There's no point in trying to
Yeah,
drag them into it. They're here for
that's it.
something else. They're here for karate. I'm gonna give them karate. It's
That's it. That's
yep.
basically it, man. That's it. That's it. I mean, that's it. That's
Yeah.
basically it. And that's my take on a lot of the haters and whatnot. It's like, you're welcome to come to class, brother. No worries. But no, I'm
Mhm.
not gonna let you film cameras, put cameras in my classroom and film the whole class and try and
Yeah.
like push everyone around. Like that's not the like
Yeah. We're
just to
here to
please
gotcha.
you and like, yeah, it's like come to class just in training and then maybe you can see how you go.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do some pushing the end of class. I don't know. But again, it's just, yeah, just let it be.
Yep.
It's just, yeah, it's what you can do really. Yeah.
Well, I got one last question for you here before wrap up with you. Totally unrelated. But what's a favorite like music artist or group that you would recommend that maybe not a lot of people know about?
God,
Totally unrelated.
what kind of music? What are you talking about?
Oh, whatever. Like what just something that you enjoy listening to. What's one of your favorites at the moment?
Oh man, I like a lot of classics, like a lot of Dean Martin and Frank and
Okay.
those guys. They're pretty good.
Nice, nice.
Um,
That explains some of the editing choices in the videos. Good choices,
yes,
by the way.
I
No.
don't know. I don't know if that was my it. It's become a bit of a joke, really. Like everything we do, because we've got so many haters, we just kind of screw with people. It's like, okay, how do we make people annoyed? Okay,
I
Dude Martian, slay with me.
yes. Oh yes.
Um, but yeah, it's hard to bloody beat, isn't it? A bit of Blue Moon from Dean.
Yeah.
Uh, that is
It's
song in a
classic.
nutshell, isn't it?
It's just so classy. It's yeah, it doesn't it's unapologetic, it's smooth, it's just trying to have fun. That makes sense.
That's
But
it. He's just a big boulder song. That's basically it. Um, yeah, a bit of Chopin. Yeah, just kind
nice.
of a wide variety of different things.
Are there any metal? I know I said the last question, but are there any metal heads in the group right now? Like that you know of? Come
I'm
on.
sure there are.
Come
I'm
on.
sure if you put a post on the Discover Taiji, the Facebook group, there'll be a few takers.
I did.
Well, I mean, we've got a new affiliate in Oslo, Torben.
Okay.
He might be I mean, he's got long hair and like he's like a massive dude, and like he could totally be a heavy metal dude.
Awesome.
Um, is it death metal?
From
What's the
Norway, it's
what's
usually
the
black
what's
metal.
the Norwe
Yeah.
what is it?
Usually black metal.
Black metal.
Yeah, like symphonic black metal. That's
Yeah,
I,
I can see it. I can see him with like a shirt. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I listen to, but it's not
I'm a
songs for
huge
sure.
metalhead, so I mean, if I ever really work my way into this organization, I'll show you guys how to properly piss some people off. This is gonna be great.
you got to get more into Dean Martin, and then your Tai Chi will improve.
Laying down the
That's the
secrets.
key. That's the key. That's the key. In it all, student secrets, right? Sway with me. I mean, just
As
whiskey,
your arms are just on
cigars.
fire, yeah.
That's the secret. That's at least 20% of your skill right there.
I was told to go watch The Terminator because that was the perfect Tai Chi body. So I did.
The Terminator. Who told you that?
Curtis.
The Terminator.
But you know, it makes sense, especially for him. It's all hydraulics. You can't twist or move anything out of the wrong shape. There's only so many things. And then he told
Trying
us
to
that the perfect Taiji technique. And then I mean, I'm taking this as gospel truth. It's just to pick them up and then throw them through the wall.
he may have been joking a little bit. I'm not. I'll ask you. I'll have to watch the Terminator tonight just
See,
to
now you're
check.
curious. There are some good. I mean, I did see some good Pong action in that. It's just sent that turd right through the window.
I
So
mean, that's how you want to move, and especially in the form you're doing at the moment. Robot. Yeah.
thank you, thank you for taking the time to do this.
Cool.
I really
No
appreciate
worries.
it.
Thanks for having me.
I'm going to be hitting up a good number of other people in the organization for interviews and just getting perspectives, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're all open to it. Like everyone is really cool. Like,
You sure seem like it. You guys are chill as fuck. I mean, makes sense.
yeah. I mean, the whiskey is obviously helping.
That's
Like,
fair.
but again, it comes back to what are you doing? Are you a dick? Are you fighting? Are you contracting? Are you uptight? Or are you releasing calm, collected? You know, what is your
Sincere.
habit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and sincerity comes with getting out of your own bullshit and
Hmm.
not trying to be um, just being cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone, if you have any issues, let me know. I'll get in touch with them. Who are you gonna contact? So
I
there's Paul.
mean,
Paul be a good one. Paul be a really good one.
all's on my list. I mean,
Um,
Andy Mack. Is
Andy.
your dad? Is
Yeah,
that
Andy's my dad.
okay? I thought so. Then you kept saying your uncle, but I don't know.
Curtis. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Uncle Curtis. I mean, my dad. He had me when I was about 20 years old. So he's like age wise, it's not 20
Yeah.
years. Um, but yeah, so Uncle Curtis, Uncle Adam, Father Andy,
Okay.
Grandfather Andy.
Great.
Um, but yeah, that Andy would be cool.
I'm gonna just work my way through the list. At some point, of course, I want to hit up Sifu Adam for interview. I feel like I need
Yeah,
my
yeah,
ducks in a row for that one. I feel like I
he's cool. Just yeah, he's cool. Just have your questions and
hmm,
yeah, he's very like black and
yeah.
white. I think that's why his skill is so good because
He's
I didn't really talk about his skill at all in this interview. Maybe like I can. He's awesome, man. Like he's really awesome. Like all the videos of me online. It's okay. So it's really funny. So all the videos we've got 2 minutes left. I can see that.
yep.
Like there's a couple of videos online where I'm like punching him or whatever. And in Tai Chi, the harder you try, the harder it comes back.
Yeah, I've experienced that directly.
So it sucks, man. It sucks. If you're really trying as hard as you can, you die.
Yeah.
You die. So of course you pull it back because you die. Like I don't want to break my rib. I don't want to blow my bloody kidneys out. Like I don't want to die. That's you have to pull it back. And everyone's like, "Oh, he's pulling it back." So yeah, I'm pulling it back.
Yeah, no shit. It
Um,
sucks. I hit
and
I hit somebody. It might have been your dad.
yeah,
And then I roundhouse kicked Stefan, and yeah, that hurt. That hurt me, not him.
because it's a conduit.
Yep.
There's no, it's a conduit. You strike, it goes down to the floor or wherever it goes. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
just nothing in the way. Nothing in the way. Um,
It's just
yeah, but
wild.
yeah, he's awesome. His skill is increasing. You can see it very clearly online.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
it was good, and then it builds up over time as the time progresses on YouTube. Especially, you can see everything on YouTube. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
He's really open
but
about a lot of it, which is it's shocking. But yeah,
extremely,
you guys are all on my
ag-
list for interviews.
again, he's open because contraction is not your friend.
Fair.
Opening, giving, releasing, that's the aim. And the more he gives, the more he receives
Yeah.
from the ether, basically. Yeah, but he's pretty incredible. And yeah,
Fantastic.
you can throw, yeah, it's pretty good. All right, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, that sounds good. You take care, hey?
Cool. Keep in touch. Bye.
Bye.